Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Major League Gaming Guild Wars 2 Invitational. I'm Sireph, and tonight we're going to be bringing 8 of the top Guild Wars 2 teams together in an 8-team invitational for a battle for dominance and a prize pool provided by ArenaNet themselves. I'm really happy to bring this to you guys, and tonight I am joined by Mr. Shawn Android Buell. Shawn, how are you doing?
Hey, doing pretty good. I'm excited to see these teams play today. We got a lot of teams that we've never really seen in a tournament, as well as some crowd favorites. So it's going to be a great time to see some Guild Wars 2 action.
You're absolutely right, Shawn, of course. Don't forget, right next to me, however, I've got Mr. Blue Mullen. He's going to be doing analysis for us. Blue, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent today. Super psyched to be here live at MLG Studios for the first ever MLG event for Guild Wars 2. It's going to be awesome.
That's right. Of course, again, we have a single elimination 8-team bracket. If we can just throw that up real fast. Let's check out the matchups that we've got and the teams we have tonight. Of course, our first matchup is going to be VVV, or Vision Valor Victory, versus Sync, or Lack of a Scrim feature. Of course, VVV is a well-known eSports association within the North American circuit, and Sync is a really well-known name within Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, absolutely. VVV, a little bit of a new roster. We haven't really seen them play in a tournament. Recently, they dropped Kruk, and they just picked up Quilja. Quilja, also an engineer main, so they lost that thief. They're picking up an engineer. One of the only teams that we're probably going to see running that dual engineer. It's going to be something very interesting to see today.
And as well, we also have Sync joining us today. As most of you know, they were the NA team representing Guild Wars 2 at PAX there. As always, they have that very strong roster that we did see at PAX. They've beaten out teams like AL in the PAX qualifiers in the past, so we're looking to see some excellent fights from them today as well.
That's right, and also the next match we have after them is going to be FML, or We Have No Creativity, up against 2 metas ahead versus Pro. It's up on the bracket. That's going to be our second match tonight. FML, one of the they used to be known as SOAC Blue, if I'm not mistaken, right, Shawn?
Yeah, a lot of those members, I believe 3 of those members were from SOAC Blue. You're going to see Stunning Styles, who's used to playing like a DPS bunker hybrid guardian. Pretty unique build that he made extremely popular and dominated solo queue for quite some time. And then we also have Demise, one of the top North American elementalists. So we're going to see something that not a lot of teams probably are going to run. It's going to be up in the air, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they play today.
And as always, with 2 metas ahead, we're going to be seeing some pretty unorthodox stuff coming out of them too. They're a new team. However, we have been following them for quite some time, and they sort of bursted into the scene. As some of you may or may not know, they're known to sort of possibly, they're not afraid to cheese or try new comps on a pretty usual occasion there. For instance, Ulrun, their warrior, we'll probably be seeing him running a banner bunker build, which that is going to be interesting to see. So again, definitely going to be some good fights coming out of them today.
Right, that's totally correct. After them, though, we have Denial versus Nonstop Nonsense, our first EU teams of the day. Denial, very well known. They've got Helsith, one of the most well-known players in the entire game, and Nonstop Nonsense. They took second place in ESL. Shawn, what's going on with Denial tonight?
So Denial, we actually haven't seen them since the ESL Test Cup. They didn't play in the PAX Invitational, and they didn't play in the last ESL Cup either. So it's been quite some time since we've seen them. Definitely some top players on their team, and I think a lot of the teams are going to be a little bit weary playing against them today. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can pull off.
Whereas with Nonstop Nonsense, it's pretty much the exact opposite. They've been performing pretty regularly over the past few months. For instance, they got a top six finish in the ESL Opening Cup just a few weeks back, and they placed second place in the ESL Test Cup. So with that, they've had strong performance in multiple tournaments. And in addition to that, they have had the same roster for quite some time, something that a lot of teams aren't really able to boast as of late. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform against Denial, as, like we just said, we haven't really seen them play in quite some time.
That's right. Of course, the match after that, the final match in the round of 8, is going to be Car Crash going up against Good Fights. Car Crash, they won the Seattle PAX event, and Good Fights, they're the only NA team going up against an EU team in this first round.
So yeah, Car Crash, an extremely strong roster. After winning the PAX Invitational, $7,500 to their name, the biggest cash prize tournament, I guess, for Guild Wars 2. Definitely going into this tournament as a favorite. Team's probably a little scared to play against them, but I'm sure everyone has done their preparation. They're ready to play against Car Crash. I know they're excited to hopefully go up against Sync later on and get that little PAX rematch.
And as well with Good Fights, we really don't know much about them. They're very much a new team, but they do have a lot of old faces that we've seen play in some tournaments before, so they could pull out some surprises. In fact, I have heard rumors that we could possibly see a staff Ellie maybe come into play today from one of their members, which is something that I don't think has really ever been played before in competitive Guild Wars 2, but that there is the chance of some pretty unorthodox stuff coming out from multiple teams today, so it's gonna be a good show to say the least.
I can't wait to see what Good Fights pulls out of their bag of tricks against Car Crash, though. Well, we do have a massive prize pool for Guild Wars 2, provided by ArenaNet, guys. The first place winner of this tournament will be walking away with $1,000, and every player on that team will get a Guild Wars 2 SteelSeries headset, mouse, and mousepad. Of course, if you take second place, you're not walking away empty-handed. You will get $25 in gems per player. That's about $125 in total. So, guys, do not forget, though, if you like what you see, if you haven't got a chance to pick up Guild Wars 2, there is a free trial week going on right now. All you have to do is go to register.guildwars2.com/trial. Go ahead and fill out that form, and then you can be on your way to saving the world, killing some dragons, and maybe playing some PvP with us as well. Also, do not forget, during the entire tournament tonight, we'll be giving away 5 copies of Guild Wars 2. It may be expanding your trial experience. And for those of you with the game, we do have a lot of gem codes to be giving away during Twitter. All you have to do is tweet at us. You'll see the Twitter poll in the bottom part of your screen with a hashtag of whatever team you want to win. Of course, you'll see it right there. So go ahead and actually do that. Go ahead and tweet at us, at MLG, hashtag VVV, hashtag sync. Blue, if you're tweeting right now, are you hashtag VVV or hashtag sync?
I'm going to have to go with hashtag sync. On this one, it's definitely going to be good to see. I think just coming off the strong performance from PAX, I think they have prepared a little bit more for this tournament. They didn't perform as well as they would have hoped at PAX, so I think they may have done a little bit more time prepping for this one. So I am going to have to put my dice on this one, or on sync for this game.
Also, guys, don't forget to hashtag MLG in your tweet. Otherwise, it will not get counted. But I think we're ready to start. Shawn, if you're ready, let's go ahead and check into the game and see what sort of builds these teams are running. So if we just go in and hop on into the game now, we're going to go ahead and see what's going on. Shawn, I'm starting off with Quilja right now, opening up the stats here. What's going on?
All right, so from Quilja, we're actually seeing the Rabbit Amulet with the Pistol Shield. Nothing too different right here, running 35-0-0-2015. So that condition base, semi-bunker, home build, or far point assault. Going on to Renko here, the Guardian for VVV. He is running the staff as well as mace shield. He's running 0-5-30-35. So we're looking at more of the healing support Guardian as opposed to the super bunker Guardian. Going down to Deku. He's running short bow with sword torch, and he's got the carrion amulet. 10-0-30-30-0. He's running the typical spirit ranger. And then Storm actually playing a warrior for this tournament. He's going to be playing hammer longbow with the Zerker's amulet. He's going to be running 0-10-30-0-30. So he's going for that AoE burst lockdown. It's pretty much a pretty common warrior build that we're used to seeing. And then Steamhawk actually running a power rifle build. So something that we don't see too often, or we haven't seen in a while, but it used to be extremely popular. 30-0-0-2020, and just note he is not taking static discharge for that extra burst, but he's got power wrench, so he's got the cooldown on his tool belt skills.
All right, now moving on over to Sync, starting with Twerp here, Shawn. We've got a Spirit Ranger. Go ahead and tell us more about this.
So he's actually running an almost identical build to Deku, except instead of sword torch, he is running sword dagger. So sword, dagger, short bow with the carry-on amulet, as well as the same traits, 10-0-30-30-0. So that's Spirit Master. And Vendetta is running short bow, and then he's running the same build. He's running sword torch with the carry-ons, and he's also 10-0-30-30-0. Going on to Da Vinci, playing Guardian. And he's actually running that tankier bunker build. The 0-0-10-30-30 lets him sustain a little bit more damage, but doesn't have as much AoE healing as Hibiki's Guardian. Zombify, longtime Guardian player, is running Scepter Dagger with Staff and Rabbits, so a little bit tankier, running 30-20-0-0-20. And then Cade, one of the longest D players in Guild Wars 2, known for running that dagger pistol with the short bow. So he is definitely running that today. 10-30-0-0-30.
All right, guys, let's get this match underway with the builds. Of course, let's pop on over to the map view real fast and explain what's sort of going on here. The way Guild Wars 2 PvP works is a sort of a conquest mode. So the goal is to go ahead and take these 3 capture points here on the map. Of course, controlling one of those points for 2 seconds will give you 1 point to your cumulative score, and every map has a different sort of secondary objective. We're here on the forest of Niflhel, though. The secondary objective are these champions that sort of spawn out here in the side, and that's going to be the chieftain that we just saw, and then spawner he will spawn on this side. Every champion will give your team a certain amount of points to your cumulative total, and also give you a stat buff, which will help you in those team fights. And of course, this is the first to 500 wins the game. We're going to do a best of 3 for all rounds up until the final, and we're going to get this game started momentarily.
So taking a look at that poll right there, a lot of people are favoring Sync to win this game.
Yeah, it's about 70% rather for Sync and only 30 for VVV. Guys, thanks for tweeting in at us. It's very stacked for Sync, to say the least.
Yeah, and I'm really actually looking forward to seeing VVV play. Like I said, we haven't really seen them in a tournament, and with them losing Kruk, with them picking up Quilja, and watching this double engineer gameplay, it's definitely going to be something interesting. They got that condition engineer as well as that power engineer. So they got that diversity right there, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that team works out.
That's right. We are just waiting on VVV to ready up before the game starts, and then we're going to push on into this. Of course, this is the Force of Niflhel again. Really, I think that we're going to see a lot of interesting plays, Shawn. We do see lots of crossover from the close point or the home point to the far point. Do you see that Sync or VVV doing that in the beginning?
We might see VVV doing that. It might be a little, Sync VVV, it might be a little harder with them. They don't really have too much invisibility besides the blast finishers and smoke fields. Cade, very, very known for crossing over, trying to get the decap early on the enemy home point, or even taking the enemy neutral boss if a team will go for that early enough.
All right, so we're checking out the splits here, Shawn. Go ahead and walk us through this.
All right, so looking at the map right there, we actually have Quilja crossing over from VVV. No one on Sync crossing over. We have 3 going mid, Cade going up and around from behind actually with Zombify. Quilja's going to be getting close, and we'll be in that 1v1 with Twerp pretty soon.
Looks like Quilja will get over here and start throwing grenades onto that point. Going to keep him from decapping. He's going to be just a thorn in his side, but he's going to get bassied over here by the Blue Thief and Cade. Let's go ahead and check out mid, though, as he's going to get bursted down. Looks like VVV's Ringo Hibiki is going to get knocked off the point by the banish from Da Vinci there. That ward's going out there as well. Looks like the Spirits are here to do some damage and keep these teams up and healed Shawn. We do have Vendetta rolling around here with his Spirits of his own, and this team fight is just now beginning. All these members are beginning to get in here. It's going to be a 5v5 here on the keep middle point on Forest of Niflhel.
And Zombify doing a great job on his positioning right there, kind of just staying up on the ledge right there, really trying to back away when he starts to get some pressure. He'll back up, push more forward on the ledge, but they actually get the magnetic grab on him from Steamhawk, pull him down. He's got no health. He pops his Plague Form, and then almost instantly gets down.
But he gets back up from the Spirit of Nature Renewal. Of course, the Spirit from the Ranger going to be able to res down teammates. Of course, in this game, when you lose all of your health, you will go into a down state, allowing your teammates to resurrect you, or to just bleed out and get DPS down by your enemies, or even worst case, getting stomped out with a finisher.
Yeah, and Deku actually popped his Spirit, tried to get Steamhawk back up right there, but Cade was able to get that stealth stomp off and take him down before the animation finished from VVV Spirit. So Sync doing a fantastic job in this mid fight right here. They might be able to take it here pretty soon, and gonna give them a little bit of advantage right there at the beginning.
That's right, Shawn. Of course, Cade is back on the hench point, going to be able to deal with Quilja there with his home point Ranger, and he's going to head back into the mid. Spirit of Nature Renewal is coming out on the side of VVV so they can try and res. Deku Scout is down, but I don't think he was able to really get that res off on himself before he went down. He's going to get stomped off by Vendetta. Let's go in with it. Actually, there it is. There's the stomp. So we do see Blue kind of securing the mid here, and now off of the respawn fresh, we do have VVV trying to push back. We'll see if we can get them back in there.
And you actually have them pretty much stacking up right there. They definitely want to go in together. They don't want to get picked off one by one, which is definitely a mistake we see from a lot of teams. So that we have them right here pushing in into mid, 4 members or 3 members all together, kind of just clumped.
That's right, the line of warning went out there to try and keep them back from getting on the point, and of course Steamhawk, we're in with him now, did get sort of locked down. He's getting focused down really hard. Cade is on his back. He will probably, we'll see if he drops momentarily. There's so many conditions on him as well. He's just so low. He needs to pop in that med kit real fast, Shawn, to get his health back up. But I don't think he's actually being targeted by anyone but Twerp right now. Let's go back into the mid, and we see Renko Hibiki's finally getting on point there, trying to be a nuisance to Sync here in the mid, but it looks like Da Vinci is totally on him, and there is a supply crate drop from Steamhawk to just buff his teammate and keep him alive.
Yeah, and Sync doing really great job of peeling. We had Storm come into the fight. He had his hammer, and he just went straight for Zombify. Again, right there, he's actually able to get him down. And for the longest time, they did a great job of peeling for him. And even now, they're doing a great job. They really just want to get the condition damage out from the Necromancer right there. But while that whole thing was going on, you had Cade. He was able to get the back cap on Mine. But we also had Quilja, who was able to get the cap on Henge. So they actually both teams stealing each other's home point.
That's right, Shawn. Both home points got flipped for the other team. Now it's red with Henge and blue with a mine point. But VVV is down about 80 points right now. They need to start making a comeback and start getting a 2-cap. Otherwise, Sync is just going to totally run away with this game here. We're going to see Twerp. He's rotating just outside of mine here, keeping defense up here. But we're going to see that Storm is trying to get in on this point. And I don't know if he's going to be able to get a decap before Twerp gets on it. No, Twerp, he's going to be able to stay alive for a long time.
Yeah, and this is definitely an interesting matchup. It's not really too hard in anyone's favor. Oh, obviously with Steamhawk here right now, with Hibiki coming, Twerp's definitely going to have a hard time trying to keep this right.
That's right. Actually, we're going to see also over on Henge, we're going to see Quilja being chased down by Cade, and actually Cade could decap this if Quilja gets bursted down. And we're seeing right now a 4v1 split here for VVV, 4 people trying to keep mine, 1 person on home. We'll see if it works out for them in the long run, but Da Vinci able to knock Hibiki through that door there. Such a great clutch banish right there, man.
And one thing to point right there is Twerp was on that point 3v1. He goes down, but he had his Spirit of Renewal pop first, so he was able to get the self-resurrect on himself, keep the point decap. He was still 3v1, but he was able to hold it long enough for almost the rest of his team to get there and kind of help. And now Sync is doing a fantastic job at mine. That was a really good play by Twerp right there.
Yep, Twerp and Vendetta, both the Spirit Rangers are right here going to be going in. But there's a War Banner coming out from the Warrior on the side of VVV. That is the Love Storm or Mila Storm. He's going to try and just use that for buffs. And I guess he was trying to resurrect one of his teammates.
He does
get the res off, but Steamhawk is down. He'll get stomped. He'll actually get bunny stomped over here by Sync. And so the numbers of VVV on this mine plane are slowly depreciating over time. Cade, though, able to get on Henge before Quilja and locked him down. He'll get the decap off, and now Sync is the only one actually earning points in this game.
Yeah, really good job. One thing to point out, though, is no teams have actually gone for the neutral buffs. They're just about fighting. They've been fighting this whole time. They don't want to spend their time and resources killing those neutral bosses, worrying about getting them stolen. I think Sync knows that they really have this team fight locked down, and Quilja's doing a really good job about pressuring other points, and he's been doing great with that this whole time. But 4v4, Sync looks like they're just doing fantastic with their double Rangers.
Yeah, but it's worth noting, though, that VVV actually has managed to cap at this point. They're winning 2 points per second. They have their home point as well, and Cade is retreating, trying to help his teammates in some way or fashion. He's popped that stealth. He might go up to the boss to try and get that fast stipend of points and, of course, that buff. But VVV able to take this far point, being so great in this team fight. But now Cade is here. Will this spell the end of this team fight, as Quilja is now going to go in for the 3-cap. He's already got mid decapped, and the fight continues over here on mine.
Yeah, looking at Cade, he's able to get such an insane amount of pressure out. VVV is so tunneled on taking out Zombify that they kind of let Cade just roam around and do this free damage. He's really good at getting in and out, and they just cannot follow him around.
Check out the dispersal, though. Immediately after Renko died, after another member of the VVV team died here on this point, they're going to let up and really rechange their focus on where they're defending. Quilja's going to take Henge. He's going to be met by Twerp. We do see, that's actually Steamhawk and Henge. It's Quilja here on mid up against Cade, and that might be a fight he might not be able to take, as Cade's just being able to stay like totally in evasive mode. Meanwhile, Zombify is here to do some damage as well. The elixir are coming out from Quilja. Might be a little premature there, Shawn.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be getting down anytime soon. He might have been just using it right there for the condition removal, because it does do a great job of condition removal. He hit that 25% health. It did get reset. Again, might still be a little early. Zombify kind of pulling the punches while he's waiting for the Elixir R to go away, so he doesn't get that instant revive.
Yeah, but Hibiki is here to try and get in on Quilja, support him in any way, but he needs to res. He gets feared off the point, and Zombify might go in for the stomp. He will. We'll see if Zombify can actually get it through. Twerp actually goes down over on Hen. Let's go back to the mid, though. Zombify able to stomp out Quilja, got Hibiki down. Cade is here to do some damage as well. We'll see if Cade can get the stomp off or not. The wave of light goes off, and no one got pushed back, so Hibiki will die here on this point.
Again, Cade's Dagger Thief build, or Dagger Pistol build, really good at punishing people that are going in for reses and stomps. Hibiki went down for that, and Cade just instantly burst him, while he was then able to really do any dodges or pull any evasive skills.
Yep, but Deco is down on the mid there, Shawn. VVV has been able to cycle someone in pretty much every time someone dies, but now there's just blue forces on the point. He's getting DPS down by this Rock Dog from Sync here, and actually Da Vinci is here to throw down a smite and just do damage and be annoying, but it's worth noting that now VVV has refocused. They're putting back pressure on Mine, and they are the only ones with points again, so they're actually evening this game out. It's 361 to 367, still in the favor of Sync, but what? That's just one kill away from VVV getting ahead now, and it looks like the keep will go ahead and get flipped for Sync here, Shawn, but the fight continues here at Mine.
Yeah, really great job by VVV making that comeback. Sync did get mid right there. Quilja going down at Mine. Lovestorm going down at Mine. Hibiki's in that 4v1 right there. I don't think he's going to be able to hold out for long. And Deku coming in, trickling in. He's trying to get the Spirit res, but Zombify actually gets the CC on the Spirit, stopping the animation and stopping the res. Really good play right there.
Yep, that interrupt skills was super clutch in keeping everyone from VVV down here. DQ Scout fresh off the respawn, though. We'll see if he can do anything to keep Sync from taking this point. It is extremely crucial that they do so, as they are down, and that the amount that they're down is just from kills at this point. There's been no boss kills. There's been no 2-cap for a long time. VVV, however, has wiped here on Mine, and now this is going to allow Sync to spread out and focus on the other points.
Yeah, Da Vinci 2v1ing right there, just trying to stay alive while Zombify comes around the back, and Twerp coming right up mid. So he should be able to hold it, but VVV did get the decap. So they're at that 1-to-1 point advantage. VVV really needs to start pushing on a boss or get the decap on Mine. And Cade is actually going for the first neutral boss of the game over there at Chieftain.
But here comes Storm. He'll try and get the steal off. He'll get the knockdown on Chieftain, and he's going to chase down Cade, who popped his, and he's just warping away. He's actually on the point, using that as a distraction to get this point decap. Such a great strategy there, Shawn. He's going to force VVV to decide, do I want the point or do I want the boss? And that is a really tough decision at this point.
And now VVV doesn't have any points. The mind games that Cade is playing with Storm right now is really insane. Storm just can't keep up with him, and he was able to get the decap. He knows that if he leaves Chieftain, that Cade will be able to get it really easy. But he's actually going to decide to go for the point right there. He's going to try and get it captured and make his way back to Chieftain before Cade's able to kill it.
I don't know if he'll be able to do that. And he is getting some pips in on that point, but he's not going to be able to get it fully off. The Chieftain's about a quarter health left. He's going to try and go in for the steal right now. But I think Cade, if he chooses to do this, he can just pretty much go back and forth indefinitely. I think he's going to end it, though. Cade's going to get that. It's about 487 for the side of Sync. They are just about 10 points away from ending this game, and none of the points are capped.
That was some really good play by Cade right there. Twerk getting a stomp on Hibiki right there in mid. Steamhawk going down shortly before him. Sync looks like they're going to have this game, but there's no points capped at the moment. Twerp actually about to keep right here. All they need is 3 points to secure this game.
And I think they'll get it. They're going to cap mid. And if Red doesn't come in and do something about it, and well, no, there it is. So we will have Sync taking game 1 here on the Forest of Niflhel. So 58% of you siding with Sync for this match, for this game rather, are absolutely correct. So we're going to go into game 2 momentarily, guys.
One thing I want to talk about is just those points right there. Look at, Vendetta, 235 points. Cade, 185. Zombify, 185. And those points are purely from kills. Sync was just a kill machine that game. They were able to repeatedly just get people down, get the stomps, and keep their team up with all those revives. A fantastic job by Sync this game. VVV, going to game number 2, going to Legacy of Fire. Bigger map. This might be a little bit harder for them too.
Yeah, Blue, what is your take on this? You know, we're going into to Legacy of the Fire, which we'll explain in a little bit, but what we saw in that game, will it translate well into this next map?
So some of the things I noticed that I wanted to talk about with Shawn, actually. First thing I noticed, just wanted to get Shawn's opinion on it. What we saw towards at the beginning there, it started to change toward the end, but I just wanted to know, do you think VVV was possibly splitting up too much there towards the beginning, and that sort of ended up why they were sort of at a deficit there at the start of the game?
I think, yeah, not having Quilja with them in the beginning definitely hurt them in that mid-keep fight. You rushed towards Henge, so he crossed, and Cade actually saw him. He came back, instantly popped his elite, popped the Basilisk Venom, stunned him. They were able to kill him instantly. He was out of the fight. Cade then pushed back towards Keep, and they really had that the numbers. It was 4v4 because Deku actually left mine, so they had that 4v4. But then, who is it? Sync, they left their home point as well. So then they had that 5v4 right there. Without Quilja, yeah, it really hurt them there in the beginning.
And then in those team fights themselves, I think I saw this a lot. Sync just had really good focus. They would really pick a target, and then when they had it locked down, they would just all swarm in, almost like a swarm tactic, and really just get in there and take that target down. Can you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. VVV, they really had some good focus as well, but I think Sync had a little better team play. You definitely saw that peeling right there. Almost every fight, you saw Storm just rush straight for Zombify. And Da Vinci did not want Zombify to die. You saw all his CC, all his heals, all his boons going straight for Zombify, and Zombify was just able to get really good damage out. We even saw him like in the mid fight there in the beginning on that ledge. He was able to just put insane amount of pressure, and then when he got that damage, he was able to back off. It wasn't until Steamhawk actually was able to get that pull down on him that he went down. So Zombie's positional play was fantastic last game as well.
Yep, Zombify able to pull out the conditional pressure, you know, really get the conditions on pretty much everyone there. Pretty much spelled victory for Sync in this game. But guys, we're going to have game 2 coming up shortly. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll see you on the other end of this.